a bit of a challenge, I'll go ahead and admit, because I'm under the weather and I'm sounding probably closer to RFK than the handsome liberal. So I'll see how much of this I can accomplish with the little bit of audio my voice can muster up. But I'm certainly going to sound a little bit different on this one. But you may see that the live is actually titled, Do Republicans? I put dislike. I use the term dislike because the H word might trigger certain censors and things like that. So I simply titled the live stream, Do Republicans Dislike Haitians? Now, I'm not just bringing this one up out of my ass. This is from several comments, things that are going on. Now, I understand a lot of folks are upset that so many Haitians are in the town of Springfield, Ohio, potentially taking up resources. Apparently, they're not very good drivers coming from a third world country where they didn't even have cars. So they're in Springfield, and there are some accidents. I don't believe that is made up. There's plenty of there is plenty of photos of accident scenes. So, and it's believable. They came from a third world country where people didn't own cars and things like that, and now they're suddenly being given driver's licenses. So it's possible to believe that they may be getting involved in some traffic altercations in Ohio. However, the cats and dogs and things like that is also being mentioned in there. Well, anyway, I want to run by you a statement that was made by Representative Clay Higgins. And I do ask that you bear with me, as I stated at the beginning of the live. I'm sounding closer to RFK than the handsome liberal because I'm under the weather. So the voice is going to be so strong today. This is an actual quote. Laugh out loud. These Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cult, slapstick gangsters, but damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now. But damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our vice president and president, concluding with all of these thugs better get their mind right and asses out of our country before January 20th. This is an actual quote on social media that was posted by Congressman, Republican Representative Clay Higgins. I think he's down there in Louisiana. I think he's from Louisiana. So, and I see the comments, the family Zoe says, I'm Haitian and I'm not leaving. All right, it could be a struggle for you. But now, in his quote, he says, these Haitians are wild. I don't know what that means, but he says these Haitians are wild. Then he follows up by saying eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cult, slapstick gangsters, but damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and VP. Then he says all these thugs. I don't know if there's anybody in Springfield complaining about rising crime. All these thugs better get their mind right and their asses out of our country before January 20th. Now, they're here legally. They are here legally. So you hear folks say, I don't have an issue with immigrants. Just come here legally. They're here legally. Now, before we get into that, we'll also talk about Rich Lowry, another Republican from the National Review, being interviewed by Megyn Kelly, slipped up and said Haitian N-words, Haitian jiggers. Came out and said it. Undeniable. And then, of course, Trump talking about eating cats and dogs, and he is doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on it without any evidence so far. So I'm just simply asking, as the live is titled, do Republicans, I would say dislike, but the actual word should be hate. But I don't want to trigger the damn censors. Do you see that? Or do you see them having legitimate claims? Thugs, voodoo, cult, slaps. Do you see hatred? Or do you see legitimate claims? It's a shorter live today. Talk to a few of you folks. I'm going to see if I can make it with my voice the way it is. Why is there so much angst and criticism towards these people? I get that too many of them were placed in one town, and residents of Springfield, Ohio are not happy. I wouldn't be happy either if they flooded my town with that high of a percentage of migrants. They're going to change some cultural issues in the town, but does that legitimize making up all sorts of evil accusations, such as they're eating people's pets and stuff? Is that justified? Okay, at the end of the day, let's be clear. Even an African American community or Hispanic community, if you flooded them with a bunch of Korean immigrants, they would bitch and complain too. But does that justify making up, well, they're eating their pets, they're thugs, they're doing voodoo? Does it justify that without presenting some solid proof or evidence? That's all we're going to talk about today. It's a shorter live. It's your boy Tim Hanson. So look it in the comments. How do you know it's not happening? Because they're not presenting any proof. And all of the town's leadership is saying it's not happening. The police, the mayor, the governor, city council, all of the people of prominence in that city, which happens to be Republican. The whole damn state is Republican, and they're all saying it's not happening. That's how we know it's not happening. Looking in the comments, Colorado Aurora, that happened. Colorado, perfect example, Lizzie. The Venezuelan immigrants in Colorado shaking down renters in that apartment complex. Plenty of footage. Can't deny that happened. Plenty of footage. 20,000 migrants eating cats and dogs. Not one video. Not one. You can't, look, you ever seen the National Geographic specials where they're able to pay a crack dealer to let them come into their crack house and film them processing keys of cocaine, knowing they could get a life sentence if they get caught? Yeah, they wear a mask and do-rag so you can't see who they are. But they're able to get footage of it. You can't get any footage at all of one Haitian in a town with 20,000. You can't pay anybody to let you see how they process a dog, how they fillet a cat. Not one person. You know how much money that would be worth on social media? I would pay a Haitian immigrant. I'd fly out to Springfield, Ohio, and I don't have a lot of fucking money. I would pay a couple $1,000. Let me just show me how you process it, how you cook it, maybe even how you kill it. Let me film it. You can put on a mask, ski mask, so your identity remains secret. You know how many views, how much that video would be worth? 20,000 Haitians, you can't get one video. That's how you know it's not happening. Go into the box. We'll start right out with Arshafine. Good, one of my subscribers. Good evening, Arshafine.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even know you were going to get me on here this quick. Okay. Hi.
How are you? So what do you think? Do you think the Republican Party has a genuine issue with Haitians?
I am going to listen to the people's words because I think that is what matters. And J.D. Vance, in multiple interviews now, has stated that it was not truth.
So why do you think Trump is still holding rallies, indicating it's still happening? Trump is still saying it's happening.
Yes, and so is J.D. Vance, and I believe that is because It is a way to keep a certain voting populace engaged out of fear of Black people.
Mm.
It's racism.
So you do believe it's racism. So when I asked the question, the whole live is titled, "Do Republicans?" I said dislike. So you do think it's an issue that they have with them specifically?
Because even the governor of Ohio, the mayor, they are not illegal immigrants. They are legal, documented people that were sent there to help out. This is the thing I don't understand. Why aren't people listening to the people that are there? They have helped the community. They have brought in, because Springfield, Ohio was in dire straits.
Yeah.
And now they have all these people creating and participating in the economy. At the end of the day, Tim, these are families with children.
Yeah.
And we're supposed, and you have this one party that's supposedly pro-life, but you're willing to put all these kids in harm's way. They can't go to school. They can't do this because there's bomb threats. Oh, sorry. There's. I don't know if I can say that on TikTok.
I actually heard the KKK came and visited.
Exactly. And listen, anytime I hear the 3 words of that or any of the, I don't think I can say it online either, the PB boys or all the other stuff.
Yeah.
It's not good.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you, because you mentioned that in the same thing I said, the governor, mayor, and they're saying it's not happening. But in the comments, I had a viewer state that we're listening to the community. It's coming from Gary on YouTube. Gary is saying, listen, as opposed to the mayor and governor and people of prominence in the town, he's saying we're listening to the community people, not the establishment. That's paycheck.
Okay, so you're listening to the community people, the one female that retracted her statement of missing Miss Sassy because she found her in the basement.
You know, before you continue, I always laugh at that. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I have to laugh because
that is the community.
Right, but what's funny about it is the notion that your pet was missing for a few days and your first thought was somebody ate the damn thing. I mean, the fact that it even came up.
And the person with the dead goose already found the dead goose and was trying to return it to figure out how it died.
Wow.
Like, why are you not listening? And that's a problem. That is an issue. That's an issue I have. Critical thinking. You refuse to believe the truth because it doesn't fit your narrative. I'm not talking about you, Tim. I'm talking about other people.
I get it.
When you have other people speaking the truth, but you're listening to the lie because you'd rather believe the lie, even Vance, which I never thought anybody could be more horrible to humanity than Trump, but man, Vance, congratulations, you won the ribbon.
Okay, well, I'm going to need you to explain that, but before you do, now we're talking about intolerance. In the comments, obviously, very little picture in a fairly unspecific name, but user 158 says, we're going to do something different in America. We're going to hang them and take pictures with them. So for folks who might say there's no racism involved, I understand that is in the comments. God. That is in the comments right now.
First off, Tim, that's gross, dehumanizing, and criminal. Lynching, we're not trying to bring that back. Yeah. No, that's nothing anybody should be saying.
No, you're not trying to bring that back. He is. You're not trying to bring it back.
Yes, I think that is because of the rhetoric of the people that are running for office. Not the brown people, but the caucasity of it all. Anyway, Sorry, can we get back? Because that really, man, oh, I can't even clean that off. I feel like I need a shower now.
Well, I see his comment said, I'm riding with the Haitians. I'm riding with the Haitians. Okay, so the individual that stated that is, I don't know, are you being sarcastic? That was a
Yeah,
horrible
that's
comment.
not that. Listen, bro, don't be funny. That's not funny.
That was a horrible comment.
It's a horrible comment. It's not funny. There's no comedy in text, okay? Like maybe if you have like tones and reflection in your voice, but there's no comedy in text. So geez.
Wait,
Anyway.
let me address the elephant in the room. How do you feel about this? Because the Haitian Alliance, that is a group there. They have sued Trump and Vance from.
Yes.
How do you feel
Do
about
it.
that?
100%. One, Vance admitted multiple times now that he had no proof and that he chose to ride the lie. And he's continuing to ride the lie.
You think?
Tim.
You think they'll win?
Tim.
Go.
Imagine. I mean, I have a very large I live in Hawaii. I'm originally from the mainland. But there's also the thing of like Vietnamese. You and I have talked about this. How the Vietnamese were the dog-eating people.
Yeah.
Filipinos are dog-eating people. It's all the brown immigrants that eat pets, apparently. Anyway, just the truth of the matter in America. We can't. It is what it is. If that rhetoric that you come on to national television like this man did, JD Vance, and admit that it's a lie, and you still yes, absolutely, you're putting my children, you're putting me, you're putting other people that aren't even Haitian. Like, people can't go to work, kids can't go to school. No, you are a liability. And if you're, this is the thing that I don't understand about the GOP and why they don't understand why we don't like them.
Before you do, will they be safe suing Trump, though?
I think it's about accountability and being held accountable for your words.
That didn't answer the question, though. Do you think they will be safe taking on Trump in a case like that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I do. Like, I teach my kids, like, you do nasty shit, you get held accountable. You pay the price. And he's no different. And JD Vance, I'm like, man, I don't even know how that woman sleeps with him. And I'm fairly confident she's like, bro, you're different.
Well, they go back. I got to move it on, but apparently they're in love. I won't strike JD Vance.
That's fine, but man, he makes they make it hard. The thing about it is, I can Tim, let me just end on this note. Jack Smith is going to drop something today. He's announced it about the Washington, D.C., all that. It has to be public, otherwise the Supreme Court can knock it down. But what I'm trying to say is, as an official and a person that holds authority, don't lie about the people within your state or within your community. It doesn't serve you well, and it doesn't serve your constituents. It's because everybody's going to suffer, and that's all I got to say.
Appreciate you coming through, Arshafat. Thank you very much.
All right. Like your shirt, bro.
Oh, it's getting cool. Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, folks, understand that I'm not trying to deliberately sound like Robert Kennedy. I am under the weather, so this show is going to be a little shorter because I can only do so much with the voice. A couple good comments came in across YouTube while me and the last guest was talking. Dale Kavanaugh. What do we know the name Kavanaugh from? Supreme Court Justice. Dale, are they hanging outside your house protest? Dale says, why are we not focused on the true problem? Flooding a city with over 20,000 migrants with a completely different culture and language. Good point. Followed by Crystal Lopez, who said something similar. Who is accountable for putting 20,000 Haitians in a small town? Well, I'm going to answer both of those questions in one sentence. When you say, why are we not focused on the true problem? Why didn't you ask Trump that during the debate? Because the true problem is not people eating people's pets. That's a lie. That's not happening. The true problem is exactly what Dale and Crystal said. You put too many damn people in this small ass town that have a different culture. This is why I often suggest that Trump tells lies when the truth is sufficient. Just like at the southern border, people are coming across unvetted. You don't know who the hell they are. That's the truth. You don't need to make up that they're coming to rape and murder everybody. The truth is sufficient. But because Trump exaggerates so damn much, he dilutes what the truth is because you're focused on trying to correct the lie. That is your answer, Crystal and Dale. Why are we not focused on the real problem? Because he's out there lying. The truth is sufficient. There's too many people in this town and resources are being drained. That's all he had to say. He didn't have to go off on a tangent about eating fucking pets with no proof. That is why we're not focused on it. He chose to ignore what's going on and create something that's not. Hopefully that answers your question. Look it in the comments. Try again, Tim. Trump didn't bring them. I didn't accuse Trump of bringing them. What? Where the hell did you hear me say that? Trump doesn't have anything to do with the Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio. If Trump had say-so over it, they wouldn't be in the United States, legal or otherwise. Remember Trump said, why do people have to come in from shithole countries? Remember that? Why do people have to come here from shithole countries? If it was up to Trump, Haitian migrants wouldn't be allowed to come in the country, legal or otherwise. So Trump certainly is not responsible for what's going on in Springfield, Ohio. He's responsible for lying about it. Looking in the comments, they saved the city because the residents would not work. That's what I'm hearing, but I don't hear enough residents coming forward and saying that. Tim, you need some Ricola cough traps. Maybe I might try that. I may try that. Let me go back to the box, let somebody else talk for a minute. Thank you folks that are tapping the screen. Get the likes up to about 20,000. Smash that like button on YouTube. We don't block, ban, or censor anyone, even when I got a damn cold. We'll continue on with the program with Gerald MC. Good evening, Gerald. They scared to say anything right now. I wouldn't either. There is a lot of fear in that town. There is a lot of fear. Gerald, good evening.
Good evening, brother. I hope you get to feeling better. You making me feel bad.
I'm living out my RFK fantasies.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
Hey, this thing, man, it's
Yeah.
I think it's so crazy that people would just gravitate to anything he says. You know, that's why, I got a name for him. I call him God King Trump because
that kind of reminds me of when. Thank you for that, Kathleen. Appreciate that. That reminds me of what Sean Hannity used to call Barack Obama, I think the chosen one or the Messiah. You call him God King Trump.
It came from 300. 300 when they had the king who thought he was a god.
Yes.
So his ear got cut with the spear.
Well, his ear did get cut.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the God King Trump.
Oh my
He
God.
says it is. And people won't look at anything else other than what he says. It's got to be the God honest truth.
But how about this? Before you say look at anything he says, how about this? Tim Adams on YouTube says they're eating cats and dogs, and there's videos of them doing it, and have admitted it was to do with their voodoo religion belief. Have you seen any of that? They were actual videos of them eating cats and dogs and suggesting that their voodoo belief is why they do it. And they were doing it in Springfield, Ohio. Has anybody seen that?
Nope. Nobody's seen it. Nobody's seen the videos of it, other than knows that people. They all. My cousin's uncle cousin knows somebody whose nephew saw it. You know, it's like, okay. And then people were talking about the Haitians not speaking the language. They speak 3 different languages, and one of them is English.
Yeah.
We don't. Most of the people in this country don't barely speak English. And these guys. I mean. You got it. It's the same old thing. If you go back in every election, there's a boogeyman that everybody's in the first boogeyman that everybody grabs a hold to. That's the boogeyman that everybody's going to run on. They build this straw man boogeyman and they run against the boogeyman.
So, is it a case of building does it have any? Do you see, like my last caller suggesting, is racism? Do you see any validity in that?
I think it is racism, but they're too ignorant to know that it is. They don't see it that way.
Well,
in their mind, it's not. It's these Haitian people are doing this, and they're doing this, and they're out there eating the pets. They're out there killing children. It's just all kind of craziness.
Well, Rich Lowry, there was a video of this guy from the National Review being interviewed by Megyn Kelly, who's a conservative journalist formerly from Fox, and he came out and flat out said Haitian N-word, Haitian jiggers. He came out and said it. Now he corrected himself and changed it to immigrant, but obviously jiggers and immigrant don't rhyme at all. And once again, the right didn't say much about that. But what about this guy yesterday, Representative Clay Higgins from down there in Louisiana? He's a Republican. Here's his quote. Laughing my ass off. He put this on social media. These Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cults, slapstick, gangsters. But damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and vice president. All these thugs better get their mind right and their asses out of our country before January 20th. What is that?
Not surprised. He's from Louisiana. I went to college in Louisiana. I ain't surprised. I am not surprised. If I could sit in a classroom at the university I went to, and the guy sit there and tell you, I don't like all you, because I was taking upper level classes. Why are y'all in my upper level class? And just straight out tell you.
Wow.
If they don't, so what? It's Louisiana. You expect it.
Oddly enough, this guy been in Congress for a while. He is formerly an open David Duke supporter, admitted that he knew David Duke was a Nazi, voted for him anyway. And believe it or not, before politics, this dude was a Louisiana cop.
Imagine that. Let's give him unfettered immunity.
Oh.
and let him have at it.
That's a whole nother conversation. So
I had to stop and I was coming back from Fort Benning and coming through, and I had a cop stop me, and he pulled me over, and he got out of his car, and he took his baton and he dragged it down the side of my car, and he stopped me and he goes, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm going home. I was on my way back home, What are you doing? I said, I'm going home. He said, where are you coming from? I said, Fort Benning, Georgia. He said, what are you doing at Fort Benning? I said, I'm an officer in the infantry. And he's like, oh, you're in the military? Yeah. Okay, well, this is after you dragged my car,
Right.
Well, I came across this and your bright lights were on. Dude, it was dark. That's why you stopped me?
Yeah.
And I don't know what would have happened if I had not been that officer, but that's Louisiana, brother. That's the life it is there. I don't know if it's changed. I've been there. I don't know if it's changed, but hey, and it's not everybody.
Right.
It's not everybody. It's not everybody at all. It's just, that's Louisiana. They're there and they're bold.
That's right. All right, I got to move it on, Gerald. Go ahead.
I looked up right quick while we were talking about voodoo in Haiti. I looked it up while we were talking. I Googled 2.1% of the population practices voodoo. 80% of the population are Christian.
Wow.
So I guess the 2% of the population went to Springfield. Come on, man. That's straight bull.
Well, maybe we don't like them kind of Christians. I think that's what's going to likely come out. I got to go.
All right, brother.
All right. Appreciate it.
Hope you feel better, bro.
Hopefully soon. Yes. Thank you. All right. Moving on with the program. That was Gerald MC. Thank you for coming through. We have some scary soldiers in the service these days. I don't know what that means. King Fire. No, there's literally dozens of people posting all upset that their animals were killed. Watch the town halls. Andy. Okay, he's saying there's dozens of people posting that they're all upset that their animals were killed. Watch the town halls, okay? Evidence that Haitians are consuming their pets and their animals. Why is there no evidence of this? Why is it so hard? There should be dozens of videos floating around of them eating cats and dogs. Literally 20,000 people. 20,000. There should be dozens of videos. This should be easy to find. Why isn't there videos of it? People say all kinds of crazy shit doesn't mean it's true, and that is absolutely a fact as well. Tim, refuse any evidence, LOL. No, I don't refuse any evidence. But I do know that people keep bringing up the same black woman eating a cat. Turns out that she's African American, born and raised in the country, had mental illness, and she was in Canton, wasn't even in Springfield. Show me the evidence. My email address is right on the front of my page. Show me the evidence. I want to see a cat. I want to see a dog. And I want to see a geese. That's what Trump said. They're eating cats, dogs, geese. Show me the evidence. And by the way, he also said they're people's pets. I won't even ask to prove that that was somebody's pet as opposed to a stray. They shouldn't be eating cats and dogs no matter what. But he said they're cats, dogs, and geese, and people's pets. Show me the evidence. A dog, a cat, and a geese. Has everybody seen that? Has everybody seen a confirmed dog, cat, and geese being eaten? And you feel confident it was being done in Springfield, Ohio. I don't want to hear shit about their culture, what they did in Haiti. I want to hear about what they're doing in Springfield, Ohio. Evidence. Has anybody seen it? Looking in the comments. Damn, shout out to Handsome. He sounds awful. Yeah, I do. Shout out to RFK. That's what I'm doing today. It's my RFK imitation. Let me go back to the box. Dencal. I don't know what I got going on here. Oh, my fault. Michael, good evening.
What's going on, Tim?
I need somebody to confirm this. Did you see a dog getting eaten?
Tim, okay, I'm gonna say this, and I just want to move on from this bullshit ass conversation. We've been talking about this for weeks now. It's nonsense. If you here's the thing, Google it. You won't see any confirmation. And all you gotta do is spend 10 minutes trying to do some research. You won't see it. You never see it. I called you the first time and said, if you want to know if it's really happening, go on the PETA website. You won't see shit. Didn't I tell you that weeks ago?
But my YouTube side, I got people right now. Hold on, hang on. People on my YouTube side are saying I'm gaslighting. They're saying this shit is absolutely happening. Why are they saying that?
Now I'm going to tell you why they're saying it. Because this is all a distraction from the real shit that's going on, right? This is all a distraction from these indictments that are coming down, right? Because if you go back and read that January 6th indictment from Jack Smith that he had to re-indict, when you go back and read it, it's a lot of people that are going to be finding their asses dealing with federal charges coming up here within the next six months to a year at the most. That's why they have to win. And they have to continue to spew this shit to keep us focused on that instead of the indictment. You just got to go read it. It's out there. If you read it, you'll see exactly what's happening. And I'll tell you really quick, the reason they're talking about it, because everyone that's talking about it, even the people in Congress that voted not to impeach Trump the first time, They saw all of that shit from January 6th. They voted against it. Now they've all been pulled into it. I'm not just making this up. All you got to do is go read it. I have a copy right in front of me right now, and I'm telling you.
Well, here's the
all of this is distractions, Tim. This is all distractions. It's all distractions.
But the problem is, if Trump wins, Jack Smith is not even going to have a job.
Well, 100%. But that's what I'm telling you. So the easiest way for him to try to get people to vote for him is to continue to stoke fear, right? The fear mongering. Now, it's not going to move his base. His base is going to believe what they believe. The problem is the left is spending time talking about this shit too much too. They need to be focused on, because this has already been debunked. JD Vance already came out and said, listen, if I got to make up stories to bring attention to other issues, and that's what I'm going to do. Those came out of his mouth. Yeah. Not anyone else's mouth. So when everybody's talking about cats and dogs and lions and tigers and bears and all that bullshit, that's what it is. Because you can't find any evidence of it, right?
But that's the issue, though, Michael. They're claiming evidence does exist.
I know, but so until somebody shows us some, let's move on from the conversation, because there is none. When you show me some, we'll pick up the book and we'll get back to it. But until then, let's move on to these indictments. Let's move on to these other things that matter, because they matter. And I'm telling everybody right now, if they don't go read these indictments, you'll put it all together. It'll make perfect sense once you read it.
Bro, I
understand why they're doing it.
But I disagree with you on the eating of cats and dogs does not matter. They're causing mayhem for the residents in that town. For those immigrants, those folks are fearful of their lives. They're causing mayhem for those people.
100%. Now that matters. That matters. But I'm talking about trying to find proof or evidence. What you just said absolutely matters. And I will say this about Springfield. The problem is not the immigrants or the migrants are there. The problem is that they didn't have the resources available to support Springfield. That's the real issue. You could have put 20,000 of any people there. They wouldn't have had the resources. It didn't matter if you sent 20,000 of anybody in one place and they didn't have the resources for that town that was struggling already. It doesn't matter what the 20,000 are.
Yeah, but
it's still going to be an issue.
Yeah, but you put 20,000 people that are from a foreign country. That's going to cause problems.
Do you think we would be talking about this if this was 20,000 Ukrainians? You think we would be talking about it this way, Tim? Do you think we would be talking about it with this negative connotation? Do you think they would be saying that Ukrainians are eating cats and dogs? Do you think that they would be calling them pieces of shit? Do you think Clay Higgins would have came out and said what he said if they were Ukrainians?
I say partially. I think if you put 20,000 Ukrainians in a town of 50,000, there would be people in that town complaining, but not to this level. The cats and dogs would not happen. What Clay Higgins said, it's going to be different. I do believe the American populace would be friendlier to Ukrainian immigrants than Haitian immigrants. Yeah, I do believe that.
Why is that? Why is that, Tim? Why is that? You hear the way I'm saying. I'll say it. You don't have to say it. I'll say it because they're not melanin. That's why. Let's just call it what it is. I've been telling you this for weeks. Let's just call it what it is. And this is what they want us to focus on. White versus black. Brown versus minorities versus women versus. That's what it's a distraction. If you read, everybody on this live, just go read it. I don't care what the MAGA says because they're not going to believe nothing anyway. If you go read it, you'll see why it's there. This is all by design. And when you read it, you understand if you were in their position, you'll stick with that script too, because that's your only way out now. You got to remember.
So is it true hatred of these people, or is it a script to protect Trump?
It's hatred in some, but they're drawing out the hatred to be the distraction.
Oh,
you see, because it's easy to do. You see how fast they can do it. Every time he says something, people act. They know that. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it, because they know that it's the history of this country. It's an easy flame to spark. And that's why the distraction's there.
It's working. So what do you think about this? What do you think about this lawsuit? Does this lawsuit make them look bad for being immigrants and being allowed in this country, and then they sue a presidential contender? Some folks are saying that makes them look bad for doing that.
No, not at all. They're here legally. It doesn't matter how we feel. It doesn't matter whether the resources there. They're here legally. They're here legally, right? They're here by the laws that this country presents to them. And so being here legally means they have a right to file that lawsuit. They have a right. If they're being defamed, if they're being attacked, they have a right to do it. See, here's the thing. It's funny how when the system doesn't work the way white folks sometimes want it to work, this is the reaction. That's what happened in the OJ trial. We can go back in history, right? It is what it is. When it doesn't work those one or two times, this is the reaction that we get. Instead of just saying it's the system, like people in your comments saying Trump, all these indictments are rigged. All of a sudden, the system doesn't work for him. Listen, the feds don't indict you unless they got a case.
I don't know about that. The Alvin Bragg case, I think the 34 felony case, I think there's a lot of folks, even on the left, like Chris Cuomo and some of them in Geraldo, have stated that case was pumped up. There's a lot of folks who are suggesting that if Trump was not running for president, that case would not have been taken to court.
Listen, here's what I'm going to say about that. And again, I'm just looking at numbers. It's not my opinion. The federal government has a 90 to 95% conviction rate. Period.
Yep.
Period. So what does that tell you? That tells you when they come, they typically got their shit together. They have a 90 to 95% conviction rate. That's not my number, Tim. So we can have opinion. But here's the thing: I'm saying I don't. Whether
hold on. Let me make it clear. I didn't say Trump is innocent. What I'm saying is, I think they charged him with a case they have been letting a lot of other business people get away with because of who he is. Just like my Hunter Biden, the lying on the gun application. If Hunter Biden's dad was not the president, and he was just Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or somebody, they would have made a deal and that shit would have went away. They charged Hunter Biden because of who his dad is. Trump has been victimized to some degree, at least in that one case, by similar methods.
And again, that's an opinion because I can't say that. I can't say he has or he hasn't. But here's what I can say. When I read the detail, and the federal government has receipts for the detail, then what other conclusion can you come to? I told you this the other day. If your backseat is full of empty McDonald's boxes and bags, I have to assume if that's your car, you kind of like McDonald's.
You did say that.
So all I'm saying, and then I'm gonna let you go. All I'm saying is, we're not going to sway people that are already convicted in their position. That's not going to happen. What I'm telling people to do is to really look at what's going on behind the scenes, because everybody that voted for him not to be impeached the first time, they saw all the same evidence you're going to read and decided not to go that route. And now they're going to have to answer why, because it's indisputable, but we didn't get to see it at that time. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're going to get to see it and you're going to read it, Tim. And when you read it, I can't wait. Because I'm going to call back in and say, did you read it? You're going to say yes. And I'm going to ask you with that look you got on your face right there and say, what do you think, Tim? And you're going to laugh just like that because you know it's bullshit.
All right.
You better be paying attention, man.
Consider it done. Appreciate you coming through.
Get you some cough drops, man.
I'm going to see what I can do. All right, real quick on the super chat. Rayoman Sakuna. Am I pronouncing that right? Sakuna? I am king of curses. I don't know what that means, but okay. Dencow, thank you. But I'm trying to find somebody amongst. Now, I get a lot of liberal viewers on TikTok. I would like to get somebody who would defend Trump, or better yet, defend the Republican position that they're eating cats and dogs, and that, because certainly in defense of Representative Clay Higgins, once again, the quote being, laugh my ass off. These Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere. Cult, slapstick gangsters, but damn if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and vice president. All these thugs better get their mind right and their asses out of our country before January 20th. I'd like to get MAGA. I'd like to get a Trump supporter to hear some defense for this, to kind of make it make sense. That's what I would like to get. I don't have any of them on TikTok yet, but I'm certainly looking. I would like to talk to someone that has an explanation for this. Dencal, I'm assuming that's not you. Good afternoon.
That would be a true statement.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think though? Why is this happening?
Well, I just want to give some of your listeners a little bit of a history behind these people that are in Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
Those people started coming during the earthquakes in Haiti under Bill Clinton. He was the first one who gave them TPS protected status in this country. Now, when he did that, every 7 years it comes up that the president has to reauthorize that TPS status. Trump, each president since Clinton, Obama, Trump, and now Biden have all reauthorized that same program.
I'm surprised Trump did that.
Surprised or not, we talking about facts.
Yeah.
And if these people want to say who dumped those people there, we have to give Trump some of the responsibility.
Yeah.
And for another quick history lesson, is the reason why Haiti is being called these names and has had so many historical problems is because they just finished in the last, I want to say 5 to 10 years, paying off France for reparations because France lost all of their slaves once Haiti had the revolution against them. So think about that. Haiti has been paying back France because France lost their slaves, similar to when America paid back the Southern people who lost slaves during the Confederacy. So we got to put this stuff into context before we just say, Joe Biden put these people there. And also, one more quick thing. The governor is a part of that he wanted those people to come there because he knew the only way to revive that manufacturing in his city was to bring in this unskilled labor.
That part right there. And by the way, I didn't know about the Haitians paying reparations to white people. Wow. But in regards to I had to look that up. I don't want to just take your word at face value, but I have not heard that. But I will say this. In regards to the governor, you're saying had the folks come there to revitalize the area, whatever, they needed labor. I don't think they're brave enough to come out and say it because obviously the governor's a Republican. And if he speaks against Trump, that's only going to go so far before that becomes his ass. But I think what they need to do, at least on the liberal side, prove when did this town swell up? Like, when did these people start coming here? Because it is believed that Biden had an open border policy, and it all only happened during the Biden administration. That's what a lot of people on the right believes, that if Biden had protected our border, the Haitian immigrant issue in Springfield would have never happened. Now, listening to you and many other folks in the comments, clearly they were here before Biden got elected. But that's what a lot of people believe, is that Biden's open border policy is the reason this is happening. The liberals need to show a little bit more evidence to that, because that's what's hanging out there.
True. I agree with you. And they're a terrible job of doing PR and getting the information out. But it's not that hard to figure out. Now, I'm not saying, because I didn't look up what you just said, but I would not doubt that recently there's been more of a ramp up of those immigrants going there. But the problem I have is that nobody, not even Trump or even Vance, are blaming the governor or the mayor.
No.
They're the ones who they asked for those people to come. And they also knew that under that TPS status, each immigrant that came was allowed to bring 6 people with them.
Ooh, really?
So if you know that as a governor and as a mayor, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because you got all of these cries from your citizens saying, what are you going to do about revitalizing this city, you had Trump during his administration tell all of those people in Ohio, in the Rust Belt, don't move. I'm bringing back those jobs. These manufacturing jobs are going to come roaring back, and you're going to be, don't leave. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Those are the same people that's at these town hall meetings right now talking about people taking up resources. Those are the same people that are right now on the government dole who is talking about where they getting resources, they getting checks and they getting food. Guess what? If I live in a community and somebody's coming there and they come there to work at the Amazon, package, a factory or whatever, I'm not on social services. So why am I saying, oh, they getting services and we ain't? You talking about a bunch of poor people. Yes, they complaining at the town hall.
But here's what I don't get. Okay, you got a town that there's not enough employees to work the jobs. Now, we're talking about in the middle of Ohio. You can't go to other rural parts of Ohio or Indiana or Kentucky. It has to be filled by Haitians. How much do them jobs pay? Because, I mean, you're going to tell me you couldn't find Americans nowhere?
I would imagine those jobs are coming in around probably I don't know, maybe between $10 and $20, somewhere in that range. But the question is, why didn't those people in that town, they can apply for those positions too?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't enough of them, apparently. That's what I'm saying is that.
There wasn't enough, but the ones now are saying they took something from them when they could be working at them places too. Yeah. But these people are the descendants or the people who came from the manufacturing boom. So they look at $10, they ain't trying to do it. They can live better on government assistance than they can on doing that. And we know that because it's happened amongst the black community. We've seen it happen in Detroit, where all of the jobs were lost and you was left with this unemployed workforce. And then when the people started coming back to the community trying to bring jobs, hell, half the people is on drugs. They can't pass a piss test. They don't want to work past their first check because they done got high. Then they called in the next day, and now they got fired. Like, dude, we've seen this happen over and over again.
Yeah. So
it's not a new thing that's happening.
So how do you feel about these folks deciding to sue the president and vice president?
I think they should. And remember, this is not just the Haitians. It's the community group of Haitians. This ain't just like you see some Haitians going back and forth to the.
So Haitians Alliance, something called the Haitians Alliance. So yeah, they're allied with somebody else.
It is the Haitians, but it's not like when you say Haitians, people might think it's like one or two Haitians in the community saying no. They have whole communities help to help stabilize them when they come into the country. So there's an organization that's there when they come, like a welcome committee.
But can you imagine if they win a judgment against former President Trump or J.D. Vance? Would that be safe? Would they be able to collect that?
I don't know that anybody can collect anything from Trump, but I think to put it out there, to put it in a court of law, to let it be argued in a court of law that what he's doing, and to let people see, just the same way. Sometime today, Jack Smith is going to be dropping his big report.
I'm hearing that.
All of that stuff that we're supposed to not be able to see before the election day. We're going to see now because the Supreme Court done forced Judge Chutkan's hand, and she said, okay, you want me to figure out what do they call it? What is immune or not immune? Okay, I'm gonna ask these prosecutors to present to me what is immune and not immune. Now the whole world gets to see.
Wow.
All of that evidence.
I'm surprised the Trump side was not able to stop her from being able to release that stuff.
Oh, they was tap dancing. Oh, you should have seen them in court. They used every line in the book in election interference. They don't like him. Everything. Look, all of the greatest hits, and the judge said, "Nope." The Supreme Court then challenged me to find out what's immune and what's not immune, and the only way I can do it is by allowing the prosecutor to show me in documentation what is immune and what is not immune.
That's a hell of a way to wrangle around a pro-Trump Supreme Court. I got to move it on, Cal. That's going to probably be something we're going to certainly be talking about on every live on the damn platform, on the platform.
Everybody is waiting bated breath for it to come out, because it's coming out any minute now before the courts close today.
Wow. Tomorrow's going to be a really interesting day. All right, I got to move it on.
More quick things. Trump people, look up Trump signing that TPS status for those Haitian immigrants that's in Springfield right now.
It ain't going to matter. It ain't going to matter. All right, I got to go. Let me look in the comments real quick. The Texas governor had to take it into his own hands because Biden wouldn't. You're talking about with the border? Well, there are constitutionalities behind it, though. The Texas governor, Greg Abbott, may have went too far. That's why some of the stuff he was doing, like those alleged drowning devices he had in the water, they made him remove them. Because I think the right and left view border security is totally different. I think the left is too relaxed on the border. They're more of a big tent party, look, let everybody in. I get folks on the show all the time that say, look, if somebody wants to come to America and better their life, they should just be let in. The left would let damn near anybody in. But the right is pretty much closed door policy. I do believe if the right had complete control, it would be almost impossible to get in this country. If you didn't come from a country where you came over and you had plenty of your own money, you wouldn't be allowed in here. No handouts at all. So if you're coming from a war-torn country or something like that where you need assistance, you wouldn't be allowed to come in. You can come in if you got money and you can take care of yourself. But if you need any help, you're not allowed in. And then I do believe that it would be more difficult for immigrants of color. I just looking at the history of this nation, I do believe it would be more difficult. Not saying it would be completely off limits, but it would be significantly more harder. Because most immigrants of color are broke. That's where the poor immigrants are. They're broke. Most of the immigrants that come to this country that have enough to pay their own way, they're typically European or white. So yeah, I think it will be much harder. Looking in the comments, what do you think about Israel? I think Israel, it's a mixed bag. While I do believe Israel was clearly victimized on October 7th, and they have a right to defend their country, defend their sovereignty, protect their people, I do believe they are using what happened to them on October 7th to go way above and beyond. Look, somebody walk up and slap you in the face and you just kick them on the ground and pistol whip the shit out of them. That's what I believe happened, is that they were struck and they used that as an excuse to go way overboard, well beyond anything that is self-defense. Going back to the box real quick, what do you think about the Hannibal directive where Israel killed their own people? The Mossad don't fuck around. If you're from a third world, you should live in a second world before moving to a first world. What is this, immigration math, Corey? If you're from a third world, you should live in a second world before moving on to a first world. To me, it just sounds like more excuses for us to deny people. That's all I hear. If you live in Venezuela, you should have to migrate to a country that borders Venezuela. And there's a host of reasons. To me, it just all sounds like excuses to block people from coming here. That's all I hear. Left too relaxed on the border, 20 million crossed. Yeah, relaxed, not secure, whatever term you want to put in. You should benefit our country to come here, says Timothy. That's what I'm saying. I'll go to the box. But he stated that you should be a benefit to our country to come here. Well, then that would remove all asylum seekers. Anybody that's fleeing the cartel, you're running for your life. Well, how are you going to benefit me if I let you in? Yeah, I know somebody's trying to kill you, but prove to me you're going to be beneficial. Otherwise, you got to go back. You would really eliminate most of the poorer class from coming here. You would do that by doing that. Going back to the box, I'm just really struggling with the cold here. Okay. Change for Mishi. Good evening, Mishi. Well, maybe not. Box is problematic already. Let's try it again here. Pinche, Vato, Loco. Pinche.
My brother, how you doing, man?
Eating cats and dogs. What say you?
You got your bruises all wiped up and cleaned up and everything. Your scars are all cleared up now from that beating you were taking last week, huh?
What beating was that?
On all those lives. I saw you on like 2 or 3 different lives. You're getting killed on those lives, man.
I don't remember being on any lives last week, but let's get in this.
2 weeks ago, I don't know.
Yeah, because I've been down for about a week now. I mean, this is really hitting me. But what is up?
I hope you're doing better, man.
I'm feeling a little better, but the voice is not sounding that way. This is my RFK impression. You're an RFK supporter, right?
I like RFK. He's good.
Right.
Let me give you a little tip on what I do when I feel like that, when I got that problem going on. You go to Starbucks and you get yourself a medicine ball, a grande medicine ball. And you take that medicine ball and you put a packet of Theraflu nighttime in it. And you pound that thing before you go to sleep, man. When you wake up in the morning, you feel like $1,000,000.
Now, you said you pound that thing before you go to sleep. Now, that sounds like something else I'm quite familiar with. Explain that. What does that mean?
I just mean you drink it. You just down it.
Oh, okay. You're talking about a drink. Okay, you're talking about a drink. That's something different. Okay.
It's because it's got the Theraflu in there, so you want to make sure you get all the medicine from the Theraflu all at once.
Okay.
But it works really well. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Representative Clay Higgins got on social media yesterday. Here's the quote. These Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere. Cults, slapstick gangsters, but damn if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and vice president. All these thugs better get their mind right and their asses out of our country before January 20th. Do the Republican Party have a hatred issue towards Haitians?
I couldn't say anything on behalf of anybody on any but Republican Party, so don't take my comments as being coming from there.
Okay, then what is your analysis? When you got Trump saying they're eating cats and dogs, do you believe that?
Well, I mean, there's video of it, man. I mean, you gotta imagine that. Here's the deal, you know, they do that there. In
We're
Haiti,
talking about in Springfield, not in Haiti. We're talking about what they do in Springfield.
Hang on. I'm in LA, man. I've got friends from all over the world, bro. I got people who I know in Venezuela, Colombia, China, Vietnam, Haiti. I mean, you name it. I got a lot of friends in a lot of different places. And I know that some of my friends from Vietnam that live here, they eat rats in Vietnam. And
wait, hold on. I get that. But in Springfield, Ohio, your video, you said you've seen video.
There's nothing that's going to make a person change.
Hold on, hang on. I'm trying to get clarity. Does your video show someone eating an animal in Springfield, Ohio?
Yes.
A dog.
And being arrested. She was being arrested by, it was a cop's cam. It was a body cam video of the arrest that took place as she was in process eating the cat.
Is that the video that everybody is saying it's a black woman born and raised here from Canton, Ohio? How do you know they're Haitian?
Well, look, the report that you see in the video, it's obvious the person doesn't speak any English, and on top of that,
Haitians,
you can tell.
But Haitians do.
No, not all Haitians do. A lot of Haitians speak Spanish. A Haitian Spanish at that. It's a dialect of Haitian. It's a dialect of Spanish, but it's a Haitian.
Haitians speak French.
They have a Spanish. You gotta look into it. They have multiple languages in Haiti. Now, first of all, let's take back a second, because what made them want to, seek refuge from Haiti in the first place?
They're at war.
And who created that war?
It's a civil war.
No. That war was created by the Clinton Foundation.
That ain't got nothing to do with eating cats and dogs, though, Pinche.
That's what made them flee their country in the first place. So let's you got to look at the source of the problem, not the symptoms of the issue. Your symptoms are what you're feeling right now from your sickness, but your sickness is still your sickness.
But even a civil war don't make people eat cats and dogs. That's what we're talking about, the cats and dogs.
That's what they do there.
I have not heard that. So you've seen the video. Hold on. You seen the video. Dogs. You seen the videos of a lady eating a cat. Did you see any videos of somebody eating a dog too?
I seen a video of a dog on a rotisserie, and it was obvious it was a dog.
And was it obvious it was in Springfield, Ohio?
No, but I mean that's regardless to me, really.
No, wait. What?
You got all this stuff going on right now with P. Diddy and all that, and you got all these videos popping up of Obama and Hillary and the Clinton and Bill Clinton and all these people that were partying right along with them and all these freakouts that they've been having, and nobody's even talking about that. Why are you still stuck on something that doesn't even matter about pets? I can care less.
Wait, hold on. Pinche. If it doesn't matter, then why would Trump get on television, say it to 60 million plus people, and then hold rallies and hold on, I'm not done. Hold on, I'm not done. Pinche, you didn't hear what I was about to ask. You just started talking. If it doesn't matter, why did he say it to 60 plus million people and then start holding rallies and going around the country telling it to people everywhere he goes? Why is he doing all that if it doesn't matter?
Because it's against our culture.
So it does matter.
What we do here. I mean, I'll give you an example. When I was in China, I had the pleasure, I'll say, because it was actually really good, of getting a chance to eat donkey. But here in the States, you don't eat horses for nothing, okay? And that's just how it is. But out there, hey, I was there. They do. I'm going to try it. And I tried it. It was actually pretty damn good.
Now, you've sent me a lot of things offline. Why haven't you sent me a video of somebody eating a dog?
I just got done sending you one just a little while ago, probably when you were on, because after I got done sending you videos right now, I looked on and you were on. And surprisingly, for the first time in here, I think the heavens are going to break open right now because you actually took me on your live as soon as I came on instead of making me wait for 50 hours until you get to the last one and then make a fool out of me. But yeah.
How do I make a fool out of you?
By trying to talk about that whole nonsense.
By trying to talk about.
I appreciate you, Timmy. I get you. I appreciate you. I see you.
I gotta say this. That you brought it up.
Hold on. So how come people don't realize the coalition between Diddy and these and
we're not talking about Diddy right now. We're not gonna
has videos with Diddy. Now, the thing about it, you gotta understand, this has been going on since early 1990s with Diddy.
So Trump has videos with Epstein. What's your point?
Well, I have a video I can show you where Trump was interviewing Diddy, and Trump, you can tell, did not like Diddy one bit.
That's your opinion, though.
Oh, you can totally tell. But
I don't. Why are we talking about Diddy? This is off topic, though.
Because it comes down to what's really important.
To you. That's what's important to you.
No. It should be important to all of us.
Then if what you're saying is important, hold on.
It's our kids. It's our role models. It's who we look up to.
Let's go with that.
All these people that we're out here paying all this money to be able to make them richer and you poorer. And while they're making all this money, they're in there raping kids.
So if what you're saying is true, then why isn't Trump holding rallies talking about Diddy and Kamala Harris being together?
Because that would cause civil unrest.
You think Trump gives a damn about causing civil unrest?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Really? Eating people's pets?
That's not civil unrest. That's going to make people leery of who's around them.
Pinche. Now, you mentioned, you tried to suggest that I make a fool out of you. I'm going to bring it up since you said this. It's because no, wait a minute.
I'm good with you today. It's all good. Go for it. Because I know you didn't do it, and I know I said it, so that's why I was checking it.
Well,
you're holding to it, so we're gonna hold to it going forward.
No. You brought it up. You the
Go
one,
ahead.
you
Go
know
ahead.
when I bring up that you're the one that does not believe Hillary Clinton is alive. You believe her, Nancy Pelosi, and Joe Biden are all deceased right now. Correct?
I'm gonna say, look at the Congress's website. Go to military law and the military law website, and then you can look up for yourself. The tribunals that you'll see are going on right now in Gitmo for other public authorities, the same as they did for Hillary Clinton when she was found guilty of treason and crimes against humanity.
So Hillary Clinton has already past tense been found guilty of crimes against humanity and treason. Was she summarily executed for that?
That's the consequences for that. Yes.
So she's gone.
What you see of Hillary Clinton today is an actor on stage in costume, just like what you see of Biden on the stage today.
What happened to Biden?
Biden's funeral was actually the day he was inaugurated. If you remember, that happened during COVID, and there was nobody there. That was actually his funeral. A funeral for a diplomat in the United States military consists of a 3-cannon salute, which is what Biden got. And
So-
if you look at the actual ceremony when it took place, it was supposed to take place at exactly 11:59 a.m., and it did not. It took place at 11:40 something. And the other thing about it too is if you look when Trump was leaving, if you look at the ceremony that he got when he got on board Air Force One, he got the salute, the ceremonial salute that goes from military standards for the president. So what that means, I don't know, man. You can leave that up to yourself. But military standards are very strong. Military standards are very precise and exact on everything that they require.
So Biden has been gone since 2021 then.
The guy you see as acting as Biden right now in the public eye is a guy by the name of Arthur Roberts, and he's a C-level actor from Hollywood from the 80s. You can look it up for yourself on Google Photos, and you'll see him.
What
Go to
about Nancy?
Google.
Is Nancy Pelosi still around?
No,
Why? What happened to her?
she tried to have Trump offed.
Nancy Pelosi tried to take Trump's life. What was the punishment for her doing that?
She tried to contract to have the former president taken out, and that was what she was found guilty of.
And so she's in prison?
No, she's gone.
How can you execute somebody for not murdering? She didn't kill anyone.
Are you sure?
You said she tried to have Trump
So-
taken out. Is Trump alive?
You know, what I'm trying to do right now, Tim, is I'm just trying to plant little seeds for people to go out and
Seeds. You plant the whole fucking tree. So Nancy Pelosi is gone.
yeah.
Wow. What happened to Trump? The whole ear thing. Was that a botched attempt on his life, or was that made up?
Nah, I think that was probably a botched attempt on his life because the liberals are pretty crazy.
You think the liberals did it though?
Oh yeah.
Based on what?
Well, you got to look what's going on with I don't know if you're familiar with the Brunson case, but the Brunson case is before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court just ruled on it. And what that case did is it made it so that all of the decision about the election became without investigation. So if the Congress didn't do their job investigating the situation with the election the way they're supposed to, then they're going to be held accountable for not doing their job the right way. And the Brunson case, what that did, the reason why it's important is because of when it happened. But when the ruling was about to be made is when all that took place. So it was all related to the Brunson case.
Haven't heard that, Pinche. I do got to move it on. You're always invited back. We don't often agree on much, but you know you're always welcome here, man. Appreciate it.
Hold on, brother. Take care, man.
Anytime. And I see in the comments, even Gen X, Gen X MAGA, Gen X is certainly a friend of the show. Gen X says this fool's batshit cray-cray. Hope he's medicated. Come on, Gen X, be kind to Pinche. Pinche's a good guest. And he says the only thing he should be planting is Prozac trees. Wow. All right, let me go back. Conspiracy nonsense. He's not, what Pinche, my last caller stated, he's not the only person that says that. I've had other guests. His is a little bit more detailed, but he's not the only one. It was a hoax. Truth Social also lost millions of dollars prior to the incident. Trump is a grifter, says D-Max. Let me go back to the box. Remember, he's voting for Trump, says Mike Loud. True. That is true. Your voice is getting better after that. Well, it certainly helps to allow somebody else to speak. That's what happened. Now, generally, you guys know how we run the show here. We don't block, ban, or censor anything. By the way, tap the screen, get the likes up to about 50,000. You can certainly make that. Smash that like button on YouTube. We go left of Bernie Sanders to him having dinner with QAnon. Damn it, you've seen that today. We don't block, ban, or censor anyone. But yeah, with the voice, we take one guest at a time so we can focus and interact properly. But today probably would be a good day for me to have a bunch of people on and let you guys shoot the shit amongst each other and rest my voice. But I don't like to run a show that way because things get out of hand. But anyhow, I have a code too. Hope you feel better. Saggy. What does that say? I can't pronounce saggy terrorist or something. And I didn't want. I saw it looks like a female face, so I'm like, I don't want to call a girl saggy. That's not a compliment, but that does look what you have written there. Going back to the box. This damn cough is getting on my nerve. Takesha, Bowie.
I'm about to take my whole ass off after that conversation, Tim. I don't even want no hole in my ass. Just stop me up, because the shit is getting ridiculous, Tim.
The man believes what he believes.
Tim.
Take your time.
I can't. I don't know what the hell I just listened to, Tim. These people vote, Tim.
Yes, they do.
Anyway, how you doing today, Tim?
I'm under the weather, but I'm a little bit worse for the wear, but I'm okay.
What's wrong, friend?
I got a cold. I mean, nothing more, nothing less. Phlegm, all of the shit, sore throat, phlegm, runny eyes, runny nose, you name it.
Did you go to the doctor to make sure that's all it is?
No, I haven't been to the doctor yet.
So how do you know that's a cold?
It's day 5. I mean, we'll see. If I start feeling worse.
You spread your germs to other people, Tim.
Okay, Dr. Takesha. Okay.
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about this quote. Laughing my ass off. These Haitians are wild. Eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere. Coats, slapstick gangsters, but damn if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and vice president. All of these thugs better get their mind right and their asses out of our country before January 20th. Do the Republicans... Huh?
I saw that dumbass tweet.
But that follows Rich Lowry of the National Review referring to them as Haitian N-words, Haitian jiggers, and of course Trump eating dogs and cats. Do the Republicans have an issue with Haitians?
Yeah, but let me tell you something, Tim. And you know about them Haitians. They better leave them folks fuck alone. I'm just gonna say it like that. Tim, they better leave them damn Haitians alone. I don't fuck with the Haitians and I'm black. They better leave them damn folks alone.
I don't know, Takesha. There's a lot of white folks in this country. You think the Haitians...
I wouldn't give a goddamn if it was 55 million to 10 of them. They better leave them damn Haitians alone. Them Haitians crazy as hell.
We think they Rambo?
They don't come up missing. You better leave them damn folks alone. Number one, this my thing right here. You got bad people in every group that exists. But there's no sense in going around lying.
Hold on. Real crazy comment. PFL says they hate us because we eat their wives. What the hell does that mean?
Because them white men don't know what they doing, baby. Them tongues so... Listen, white men tongue probably don't even get stiff. I mean, Tim, I'm just telling you, they ain't even got a tongue that go well. So, they mad at them Haitians and they probably over there licking on them white women and them white women come outside, putting clothes on the clothesline, butt naked, just so the Haitian can come over there on their hood and leave. Yeah, that's what it is, my friend. I believe you. They mad because they licking the wife. That's what it is, friend. Thank you for saying that. That's what it is, Tim. They jealous. Cause they probably seen them men print, and they know that they wearing Band-Aid for underwear. So you know they.
Jesus Christ, you got me sound like I'm smoking weed. Look,
I'm sorry, Tim.
my
See,
God.
them white men know they ain't got nothing. They can wear a Band-Aid for underwear. But them Haitians probably hanging like a grandfather clock. Dial. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they mad about. Because they wife keep sitting on the porch looking at them men as they walk by, swinging. And they know they got to sit down to pee.
Oh, my.
They jealous of them folks.
Oh, my God. All right, okay, all right. I didn't expect
That's
that
what
shit.
it is, Tim.
Oh, my
They
God.
jealous. They jealous, Tim.
Because they eat the
All I'm
rice.
talking about, I promise you, they sit down and urinate. They mad at them men because they done seen what they working with, so they got an attitude. Yeah.
All right, okay. I was not expecting that, Takesha. I was not.
I'm just being honest. That's what it is. They stuck on Band-Aid brands because Band-Aid stuck on them. And they upset about it because they ain't got to buy no underwear. They just throw their Band-Aid from the front to the back, and they secure.
You ain't making this
It
easier.
might be some room left, and they mad. That's all.
Wow. Okay.
I just wanted to give you a laugh for the day so you can feel better.
You making my throat hurt with that shit.
I'm sorry, Tim. I'm sorry.
You said
I'm gonna do better next time.
the tongue don't even get stiff. Damn.
It don't
I
even
ain't
get
never
stiff,
heard no
Tim.
shit like that.
Their tongue don't even get stiff. You know, sometimes their tongue have to get stiff and they have to treat it like a penis. You know, that really get you going. And then it get flexible. They don't know nothing about their Tim. They mad because them Haitian men taking their women.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Hold up. Fuck.
Lord, you gonna be all right.
Yo, you crazy. God damn.
Till you needed this laugh.
Yeah.
You needed it.
All right. Okay. Stiff tongues. Okay. So this whole cat and dog thing. Gen X says, "I'll be back, Tim. I can't sit here and listen to this ignorance, racist ass beat." Wow. Somebody don't like you.
Who? He called me a bitch.
Racist.
You mad, my bitch. That's number one. You mad because I'm talking about you. You going to replace your Band-Aid. That's why you mad. Nothing racist. You just ain't got no penis. If you ain't got no penis, you just ain't got no penis. Now you go to the store and get you some damn Band-Aids, Mr. Gen X. How about that?
Gen X, why would you get involved in that? Why would you get in the middle of that? You know who this is. All right, so.
You didn't call me a bitch. I'm that bitch. Next time, put that in front of it. I am that bitch. How about that?
I don't block, ban, or censor, but sometimes it gets me in a hole. I did not.
Yeah, I'm that bitch, Tim. That bitch. Capitalize that B. I am that bitch.
Okay, and I see Paul in the comments says, Ultra MAGA runs this chat, biatches. That didn't go well for Ultra MAGA here. So it is, you do see it as a direct issue simply because they're Haitian?
Yeah, they just hating on them people. You know, I think it's sad, honestly, and I'm going to say this to be for real. I think it's sad when people hate on you because of a skin color. Those people hadn't done anything but come here. They're here legally. They came to work because the city needed workers. John Legend said he's from there. He said they lost over 100,000 people that were moving out and everything. So it was, you know, the numbers were low in that city. And that's why they had the Haitians to come in, because they started getting more work.
But here's what I don't get. Why would a company build a factory in a town where there's no people there? Why not build it somewhere?
They needed the money, and they knew they could get people to work, even if they had to get them from Haiti.
That's just,
You just got to do what you got to do, Tim. You got to do what you got. What if the neighbor next door needed some help handling his wife at night, and he go get the other neighbor? You got to get what you got to get. Sometimes you ask your girlfriend to bring in an extra woman. You know, Tim, you just got to use what you got to use to get the job done.
No, I got a stiff tongue. I don't need all that. So, but here's what
What's
I don't.
your phone number? I just play.
Okay.
Seriously, they need to leave them folks alone for real, Tim. I think it's wrong what they're doing to them for real. I don't think anybody should have to go through that.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, and then, so how do you feel, like I've been asking the previous guests, how do you feel about the notion that they actually sued both Trump and Vice President
They
Vance?
should have. They should have. Maybe they'll stop their foolishness. Sometimes you got to hit them where it hurt, Tim.
Well, it's not going to hurt Trump. They're not going to probably get any relief from Trump. It'll go on for years and all of that. And as I said, as I've been saying, I don't know if it's safe because they're going to be getting threats the whole time. Whoever shows up for court representing this Haitian Alliance group,
they're going to get threatened no matter what. They've been getting threatened the whole time that people been lying about the cats and dogs. What's the difference, Tim?
I wish I had an answer for that. All
there
right,
is no
Takesha.
answer. And that's why, as a presidential elect, what he should have done was say, hey, I got it wrong. It wasn't true. Just to stop all the foolishness when you know it's not true. But see, Trump is never wrong. He's better than everybody. He's had the best than anybody. He knows more about. He's an egotistical maniac, and he don't think that he's wrong. So he's never going to apologize for anything. Not even when he shorted Melania when she was giving him some. He never said, hey, I'm sorry, I'm tired, or anything like that. So, but if he had just came out and said, we got the story wrong, I apologize, all this would be over.
I don't know because I think the liberals would still hold him accountable for it. He should have fact-checked and verified there was at least some validity before going in front of 67 million people and saying it to begin with. So even if he apologized, it would be way better than it is now, but I think people would still be hammering.
They're not going to fact-check because it sounds good because of the people they saying it about. People don't try to get the real truth when it sounds like something is going against something they're against. They just run with it.
Fair enough. And now I got to move it up. Paul Saucy on YouTube says, deport this caller. So they've had enough for you.
What if deport me to where, Paul? Saucy? Are you saucy, Paul? Paul, are you saucy? You're saucy. I'm not going anywhere, Paul. How about that?
I swear to God,
I'm here to stay. Mr. Paul, you're saucy, man. You're saucy and you're sassy. You're saucy and you're sassy.
You need to be a damn co-host. We can co-host. We can co-host the hell out of this. I gotta move it on, Takesha.
You need to get me to be a co-host, Tim. I promise you, my boy. We'll turn this show out.
You gonna be
that, my boy.
You be the fucking around and got me shot. I gotta go, Takesha.
All right, Tim, I hope you feel better, sweetie.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm hoping that too. Cup of Joe facts seem to be unchecked. Well, I know some of Kamala's facts should have been checked at the presidential debate. If you're going to check Trump, fact check Trump, you should have fact checked Kamala Harris. I don't disagree that David Muir of ABC and I can't think of the other woman's name. They seemed like they were more favorable to Kamala Harris than Trump. But I just ripped my Band-Aid off to Keisha. Are you ready? Oh my God. She's gone now. Democrats, they eating the tampons. That makes no sense. I know you're talking about tampon, Tim, what you guys are talking about with Tim Walz, but eating them? Democrats, Trump ain't gonna do much. Kamala will do less. Man, bear, bull, shark. Really? And in the comments, real quick, Jeanette says it's not a lie. He said it because it was happening. Then show some evidence. Show some evidence. 20,000 Haitian immigrants. There should be several videos of people eating dogs, people eating cats, people eating geese. There should be several videos of this stuff out there. Everybody shouldn't be watching the same one video over and over again, trying to get it right. There should be several of these videos out there. There's not. There's not. My humble opinion, it's not true. That's my humble opinion. It's been, 3 weeks or more since he said that? As I keep stating over and over again, a video of a Haitian bringing in maybe a live dog, clubbing it over the head or something like that. That video will be worth a ton of money.